Hey guys, today we're going to talk about Git repositories without having to use online services. So this will just be a quick setup tutorial so that you can set up your own Git repository on your own network without having to worry about um, online services, online fees, people getting into it, security issues, anything like that. So the very first thing that you want to do is, if you don't already have them, go to Google and type in Git extensions, and you should see pretty near the top, Git extensions is a toolkit aimed for making working with Gits under Windows more intuitive. So just click on their link, download the Git extensions, install those. Once you have those installed, it's a fairly easy process, although it's not really covered in the instructions very well. Um, so this is all you have to do. Go in and create your new app, whatever app you're going to create. And let's just call this my application. Okay? Call it whatever you like. Make sure that you have this little checkbox in the box that says create new Git repository. That's going to create a repository in the same folder as your app and allow you to commit changes to it, and then you'll be able to take those and synchronize them with your new remote Git repository. So once you hit OK, just give it a second to create your app. And once your app is up and running, you can see that you already at the bottom here, it shows you unpublished commits and any pending changes. So if you click on these commits, you'll see that you don't have any place to go with them. Okay, so what you want to do is find a network drive somewhere. In my case, I have a network drive on another computer in another location called DAD with a Git folder. Now here, I just want to create a new folder. Whoops. Sorry, my clicker's not working quite right here. And just name it the same thing, at least I do. I like to name it the same thing as my app that I'm working on. Okay, once you do that, make sure that it's selected. It's very important. Right click on it, and you should see Git extension create new repository, as long as your Git extensions are installed correctly. Make sure that your directory is the complete directory, including the folder, the new folder that you created. If it doesn't have that folder on there, if it only goes, in my case, to Git, then it will create the Git folder as your new repository, and you don't want that. So just make sure that it has everything there. Highlight this and use Control-C to copy it. You're going to need that a little bit later. Then down here, you want to click Central Repository, because the personal repository is the repository that you created with your app on your app's location. It allows for changes directly to that. This one doesn't need a working directory or anything. It just needs to be able to save all your information from your other app, from your app. So once you have that, just click Create. And after a few seconds, it'll tell you that it initialized the empty share. Just click OK. And then shrink that down. Now if we go back into our app, click on Home under the Team Explorer, click on Sync, and just to make sure you're on the correct screen here, and you'll see Push to Remote Repository. Okay, we're not going to use the Visual Studio Team services, so we want to push to remote repository and publish Git repo. Just click in this yellow box and use Control V so that we put in our complete location, and click Publish. And after a few seconds, you'll see that it will be writing to your new drive, and you should be good to go. Now we're going to test it. So I'll just take a button and I'll pop a button on my main page here and click Save. Now I have a change on my app, so I want to save that change. I go to the bottom and I see that I now have one change that needs to be edited on, and no commits at the moment. So here we have our change. tells you what folder and everything. You have to give your new commit a name. So we're going to just call this my new commit, and then we'll commit all. Now normally, you have a couple of changes. It'll show up however many changes. It'll list them all here in detail. And then you just click on commit all. And here it'll tell you that you can sync to your shared folder right from here. So you can just click that to make it easy. Or you can click on home and click on sync here. And now you notice that you have a location to go to. So all you need to do is click push. And it'll push this commit up to your remote repository that you created. Now if all that seems to go successfully, just go back to that folder. We can right click on this folder and we can go to Git Extensions Browse, and it'll browse our Git folder. And what you'll see is under the master, you'll see that we have a new my new commit. That was the name of our new thing. We just did it 35 seconds ago. And it gives you all the details and stuff if you click on it. But this just to show you that it's actually working. It's going to your remote Git now. So that's all there is to setting up a remote Git on your own drive without the need for any online service, online fees, anything like that. Just make sure that your remote drive is someplace secure, someplace maybe off-site or at least in a different room or part of the house. And that way if something happens to this room or this drive or whatever, you still have that for your backup. So I hope that helped you. It's just a real quick tutorial, and maybe it'll save you a little bit of money. If you're not in a network environment, in a business environment where you need to share your Gits with somebody else, it's an awesome solution. You can share it with other people if they're on other computers on your network, as long as they can sign into that network. They can use it as well. And then you're all set up. So I hope that helped you, and I'll see you next time.